Hey guys, so we just wanted to pull together a little bonus video just for you guys that is basically getting you guys to really focus on goals, understanding what it takes to be successful, and of course, understanding that even in these years where, wow, what a backslap, 2020, 2021, I have to say in the fitness industry, this has been a struggle. So we really want to take this opportunity to reset, get you guys to take a deep breath, look at what you're trying to do, and make sure that you're going deep on the things that are really going to matter, the things that are really going to make a change. Because it's so easy in times like this to basically be approaching everything with a bit of a scattergun. I'll do a bit of this, I'll do a bit of this, I'll do a bit of this, and one of these has to take up. But I want you guys to step back and think, hey, am I being a jack of all trades or am I being a specialist? And sometimes it's the little things that we need to do that we need to make sure that we're looking back at what really needs to happen. And are we focusing on the things that are going to make a big difference? So remember, we want to be snipers, not scatterguns. So let's take this moment, even if you think you've done it before, to take a deep breath and look at what's really going to make a difference. Now, if you knew you couldn't fail, what would you wish for? And what would you want to achieve? And I really think sometimes in times like this where we've had a little bit of a time to reset, a lot of us have gone through lockdowns, a lot of us have had our businesses shut, we've had to pivot, we've had to really take on a lot more than we normally do. So I want you guys to take a moment to think about, after everything that's happened, what is it that you really want and what do you want to achieve? Okay, and write those things down, guys. It's really important when you're doing these activities that you take the time to write these things down, because these are the things that you can reflect on. It's a little bit like weight loss. If you don't give yourself a goal and you don't visualize what you really want, then it's very easy to convince yourself of the little slip-ups and the things that don't really matter, and eventually those things snowballs into much bigger problems than you originally wanted. Now, we experience the strongest positive emotional response when we make progress on our most difficult goal. So don't shy away from this, guys. It is so important that you guys visualize what you really want. Okay, now great goals, they have to be difficult. Okay, they have to be meaningful, and this only happens outside your comfort zone. It's very easy to set yourself small goals and achieve those, but it's not very satisfying. Okay, out of every difficult situation, we all grow, we all learn, and we all improve as people, as business owners, as partners. Everything has to improve, and stretching is a good thing. So you need to keep going and conquer fear. One of the things we always teach our kids in our family is that it isn't the absence of fear. It is having fear and continuing anyway. It's why, our favorite superheroes in our family are Batman, it's Iron Man. These are people that are normal people. They are in no way special, no more than you and I, but they go forward and they do what they believe to be right, despite fear and despite mortality. Okay, so don't worry about embarrassment. You might fail, you might look silly, but you might also succeed. It's only outside your comfort zone that you can inspire yourself and others. As I said, guys, if you're not doing great things for you personally, this isn't to say that everyone's goals need to be the same, but if you personally don't feel like you are doing something great, something meaningful, and something important, and you are achieving something, then it's not fulfilling. It's just another thing you're doing. It's just an activity. Okay, and time is not equal. It's not just putting in the hours. You need to push harder to be better. You need to do the important things. You need to be brave enough to push aside the things that aren't going to matter right now, even though they're on that magical to-do list that never, ever, ever gets done. I'm pretty sure all of you can agree that we've probably had things on our to-do list for 5-10 years and they're still not done, but life is moving forward. Okay, and if you think about it in the sense that we all get in our car every single day and we drive, but none of us are F1 drivers on this. In this course, we're not driving F1. We are just driving. We are not putting the time in on the things that matter that these guys dedicate their life to. So you guys need to decide what you're dedicating your time to. So ask yourself the hard questions. In what areas have you settled? We all have them. And if you haven't settled in some way, then you're not being honest, because all of us fall into comfort at some point. All of us have demons. All of us are pushing against some version of ourselves we don't want to be. So how does this make you feel when you acknowledge them? Okay, and what would it be like to finally achieve your goals in those areas, to finally push yourself, to hold yourself accountable, to find someone to hold you accountable, to drive you forward? And think about your clients. They're not comfortable in their bodies. They're not comfortable with their strength or their physique or their achievements, and they want to be pushed. They're hiring you to push them. They want to achieve it. They have this vision of how it's going to be to ring that PB bell or stand up on stage and feel fantastic, to win, to place, whatever it is for them. They want to go, they want to cross the line of that marathon. They want to just be able to chase their kids in the park, whatever their goals are. That is what is driving them. And what are the roadblocks? Everyone has roadblocks you need to overcome to experience success. Pre-frame them, be ready for them, understand what they are, and be prepared to either make the sacrifice or not. You are not superhuman. Okay, guys, we've acknowledged it. We are the Batmans of the world. Okay, see, most people set goals, but they never actually acknowledge it's going to be hard, that there will be challenges, that there will be obstacles. None of us saw 2020 coming. None of us saw this pandemic coming, but it is an obstacle. It is a challenge, and there were ones before and there will be ones after. It won't go away. You're not owed anything. Life isn't fair. Life is what you make it. Life is facing these challenges and moving forward, refusing to give up. That is your own inner warrior, your own, general. You are fighting, and you're fighting for your staff, or you're fighting for your family, you're fighting for yourself. Whatever it is, you've got to be prepared to do it. And if you plan for them, you're prepared, you already know how you will react. And it's subconscious. It's having the conversation with yourself before critical conversations. It's planning the marketing. It's going through it. It's imagining being your ideal client. It's understanding that people will object to your 12-week challenge, your 28-day challenge, your 90-day challenge, your 16-week challenge, your ultimate dad's program, your, be the best marathon runner of all time program, whatever it is, there will be objections, and you need to be prepared for it. And that's why sales scripts are so important. That's why goals are so important, because if you know you just need to make a sale a day, you will make a damn sale a day. If you think, I'll just make as many sales as it is until it matters, you'll skip a day. Okay? The only person who can change things is you. If you are looking around the world and trying to blame people at any time, let alone now, it is a waste of energy. The only person who can change things is you. You are in control of the things that you can control, and there are things outside of your control. But as a leader and as a business owner, ultimately, everything is your fault. So look out and start to control the things you can, taking ownership. And only then can you start to see the problems, the things that you can change, the things that you can improve. Okay? Everything is your fault, and I promise you it will change everything about how you see it, your staff, your members, your experience, your retention, your sales, your marketing. It is all your fault. What 2 to 3 major themes continue to recur? These can be words, these can be phrases, these can be things. What did you accomplish last year that you were most proud of? And what disappointments or regrets did you experience? What was missing from this last year? What were you missing? Were you missing something in your business life, your professional life, your personal life, your relationships, your learning, your education? What are you missing? Acknowledge them and write them down. Now, write your goals down. I can't explain it to you. It's one of the greatest things that Travis taught me, and I believe it's something that is deeply missing from the education system. It is learning to write goals down, okay? It can't be a picture. It can't be something that you just think about in your head. It has to be written down. It has to be there for you to look at and understand and make a decision every day to move towards it or against it. Are you the victim or the victor? And science shows writing your goals down can lead to significantly more success, not succession, success in achieving them, even without an action plan. Okay? And make sure your goals are smart. They have to be compelling and effective. Okay? Now, SMART, obviously, for most of you, we'll skip over this because I'm sure most of you know this. They have to be specific, measurable, actionable, realistic, and time-bound. SMART. Okay? So for you guys, they must outline in detail what you want to achieve. Write a book instead of write down into the book plan for XYZ book on ABC topic written for your niche. Measurable. Quantify the result. Earn more year than last. Bullshit. Pick a number. Pick how much you want to earn, because the only way you can figure out whether it's achievable or not, or what you need to do to achieve that number, how do you reverse engineer an infinite number? No, you have to pick a number and reverse engineer it and decide. That would mean I have to make 5 sales a day. Can I do that? Yes or no? Do I have the time for that? Because everything is resource bound, guys. It's time or it's money. Okay, it's people, it's education. Something will confine what you are able to achieve unless you make moves to shift that capability. Actionable. Quit, run, finish, not B words, MB have. Okay, it must be consistent with content. Film 2 pieces of content a week. Post 3 pieces of content a week. Be specific and be consistent. Okay, be specific about what you want to achieve, okay? And realistic. You have to actually be able to achieve these goals. Example, meet Beyonce on the 22nd of June. Now, you would need to understand that If it is the 21st of June and you don't know Beyonce and that's the 22nd of June, you're probably setting yourself a little bit of an unrealistic timeline. But however, if you look at that and go, in the next 10 years, I want to be this person, or I want to have met this person, or I want to be working with this person, or I want this job, or I want this business, you can achieve those things because you can reverse engineer what it will take to do that. It is incremental change, the concept of Kaizen. You know, if you want to qualify the UFC, it would be, great, in this year, I want to compete my first boxing match fight by XYZ date, or reduce my golf handicap by XYZ. Or I want to have 200 members because I want to get to 5 gyms. I need to have a full gym first. Okay. And they must have a deadline. There has to be a sense of urgency. So you can see that your goal of having 5 gyms needs to reverse engineer to what you need to do now. How has this gym got to improve in order for you to be able to have 5 gyms? Okay. Now, look at these goals. And when you read them, are they happy? Are you happy? Are you excited? Are you a little bit scared? Are you happy with the person that you need to be to execute this? And so how do you know that this time will be different? What's missing? What missed last time? Why haven't you achieved these goals before? Be honest. Did you hold yourself back? Did something else hold you back? Did time, money, partners, relationships, what held you back, and how is it going to be different this time? Now, share your goals selectively. Now, contrary to public opinion or popular opinion, sharing your goals publicly apparently improve your chances of achieving them. But actually, research suggests that you devalue your goals if you share them with anyone and everyone. You need to find the people that you believe will lift you up, that will actually push you when it gets hard. They won't say, it's okay. You know, it's okay to be shit this week. No, you need to find the people who are going to turn around and go, what version of yourself do you want to be today? Do you want to be the shit version of yourself, or you don't want to be the better version of yourself? What part of you is going to look back on this moment and be proud rather than go, I let myself down here? Because there are only a few people in your life, I promise you. And if you don't have them, you need to find them that will tell you when you're being shit. Okay? So find those friends, find those accountability buddies in a coaching scenario, in a business coach scenario, in your friends, in people that you inspire or aspire to be. Tell them about it, not the people that haven't achieved or would not achieve or do not desire to achieve the things that you want, because they will bring you down. It makes them feel comfortable. They don't want to be pushed. They don't want to be challenged. You want to find the people that want to be challenged and be challenging. And then review your goals regularly. Weekly review minimum. Your mind will be stimulated and re-engaged with what you're doing. Motivation is a myth. Okay? Motivation comes from motion. Find yourself an accountability buddy and start small. It's easy to achieve things on a micro level rather than a macro level. What do you want for your business in the next 30 days? Because you need to understand, as I said, for 5 gyms, you need to make 1 gym great. So what do you need to do in the next 30 days to make this gym great? How many members do you need? How many sessions do you need to be running? How many sessions do you need staff running? How many dollars do you need in the bank? Now reverse engineer it. Figure out how many leads you need, how many sales you need to make, how much marketing budget you need to spend, how much commissions you're going to have to pay out. Cash flow that shit. Do the work. Now, let's say you want to increase your DD by $1,000 in the next 30 days. How many sales is that? How many conversations to make a sale? How many leads to have a conversation? Okay, so for example, if each sale is worth $67 a week, okay, in 30 days, I need to make 15 sales. But I want you to consider how many members do you normally lose in 30 days, because you want to go plus, okay? Now, in 30 days, I need to make 15 sales. That is a sale every day if I didn't make sales on the weekend, okay? So if you don't make sales on the weekend, it's a sale every day. 1 sale every second day if I do. If I convert 1 in 2 of my leads to consult, then a 1 in 2 a sale a person, so I need to 15 times 4 leads is 60 leads. Does that make sense? Because if you're doing a 1 in 2 to consult and a 1 in 2 in sale, then that's 4 people to make 1 sale, okay? So that's 60 leads over 21 days, because you want to make sure that they're hitting the direct debit, all right? Remembering, making yourself realistic goals. Your average CPL, for example, let's say it's $30, okay? That's an $1,800 ad spend budget over 3 weeks. That's $85 a day, Okay. Now you need to think about that. How many niches am I marketing to? Am I breaking that down into 3 different niches, 4 different niches? Guys between 25 and 35, guys between 36 and 45. Same for women. Are we doing dads? Are we doing mums? What are we doing? How are we breaking that $85 up? But if by the end of the week I do not have 5 sales, I know I am not on track and I need to adjust either your marketing. Are you hitting the lead targets of 20 leads a week? Sales. Am I booking 1 and 2 into consult? Consult. Am I converting 1 and 2 into a sale from consult? Where is it breaking down? Exactly the same way that you track your clients' training and nutrition, you need to track your business's training and nutrition. Where is it breaking down? Monitor, measure, and manage. Something isn't working. Is it marketing? Is it sales? Isn't the client experience? Are they not staying? Are people falling out the other end of a leaky bucket? The smaller the goal, the more visual, the more specific, the easier it is for you to fix the mistakes fast, okay? And identifying your motivation, guys. When all this stuff gets tough, that's where you need to be able to dig deep. That's what you need to be able to push through. So you need to understand what your key motivations are. Why are they important to you? And every success comes with suffering, guys. There has to be sacrifice, okay? What is at stake? What are you giving up? Record your motivations. Either put them as a wallpaper on your phone, listen to them. Okay, on my screen is my family. Okay, because for me, it is my boys. All right, that is all I do it for. I have this vision of what our life will be. I have a vision of the mum I want to be now, the mum I want to be later, the wife, the person that I want to be in 5 years' time, in 10 years' time. I know her and I'm working towards her every day. The work never stops. Okay, the work on me, the education, the learning, the sacrifice, the focus, the motivation, it moves and shifts with your motivation and with the changing environment. Okay, prioritize your key motivations. Top is the most important. And when you're in the mess of the journey, there they are. You have to be able to see them and connect with your motivations, connect emotionally with your why, and make lists like your goals. You have to review them. You have to remind yourself when it's a really shitty day, why am I doing all this again? Okay, implement. So for each goal, write down 2 motivations and 2 things that are at stake, and what are you willing to sacrifice for it, and then prioritize them. And you have to do this, guys. You have to be able to do this work, because if you don't, how are you on earth are you supposed to be able to push through in years like 2020? All right, now take action, because procrastination is the enemy of all success. Perfection doesn't exist, guys. Leap and build the wings on the way down, okay? It will appear, okay? And just start. You don't have to be able to see all the steps, okay? It's one of my favorite metaphors, but I love it. You're on the edge of the forest, okay? And you've just got this one torch, okay? And when you're walking through a forest, you understand that there is multiple avenues for you to get to one end, to the other side of this forest, okay? So you already appreciate in all other facets of your life, there is no one way. So what you need to do is stop trying to find the one way before you're walking, because there are things that are going to come up along the way that you couldn't possibly have anticipated. So I want you to imagine that you're at the edge of a forest, and I want you to visualize your torch can only see the tree in front of you, and you make the next best decision every single time. You make the decision that matters at the problems that you're facing at that moment. If you spend your whole life trying to imagine the exact path that you're going to take, then you're going to be fixed to that path, and you're going to make decisions because you felt that they were the right thing 2 months ago, but they weren't the right decision at the time when you were facing them. So just take each step as it comes and build the journey as you're going, okay? Starting is the most important step, and just take action, guys. All right? Get off your butt. I would do that, but it is my least favorite word. Everybody has problems, restrictions, and they can become excuses. It is so easy for you to imagine that it is difficult, or it's more easy, or it's more, it's they've got money, or they've got time, or they've got, this, or they've got that. Do you know the amount of people who said to Trav and I that wait until you have, like as if their success had been in some way restricted because they had kids, or because they got married, or because this, or because that. And so for us, the amount of people that actually came up to me after we had children and went, wow, like I actually thought you guys would slow down when you had kids. I thought that you would, not be as successful when you had kids, or I thought you'd not be as driven as when you had kids. But what they realized was that for us, our children were always our motivation. Okay, so don't let other people's excuses hold you back. Don't let people's vision of how it should be hold you back. You only understand you, and you cannot imagine for 1 second for what it's like to be somebody else. So do not measure yourself against them. Measure yourself against the best version of you. Okay? And refuse to let your circumstances become your excuse. Don't overthink it. When it comes to goal setting, it becomes fancy excuses and elaborate planning and zero doing. Procrastination is the absolute enemy of progress. Now, chunk down your goal. As we've said, incremental change. Break it down into the next action. Projects, tasks, and actions. Okay? Or, the other way that we talk about it is we've got themes, then we've got projects, and then we've got tasks. Okay? So for however you guys like to frame it, I chunk them down into those 3 things, because effectively what you understand is that you can achieve 3 big things. So for us, we pick 3 big themes for each, quarter or each month, depending on the size of those, themes. And then we break those themes down into different projects, and those projects break down into tasks. And your tasks are your daily actions towards your weekly projects for your monthly themes. Okay? And break them down like that, and you'll realize your to-do list is it's a very expensive book, guys. You just need to be able to break that down into something meaningful, that you're moving towards something, so that you can put them in your calendar, or it won't get done. Please stop scheduling your day around your interruptions, your appointments. Schedule in the work, schedule in the calls, schedule in your sessions if you're running sessions, and then realize if you've set yourself a goal to make 5 sales a day, but you only have an hour a day for sales, how are you going to do that? Leftover time is not for your goals. Your goals should drive every facet of your life, including your time. Now, if you can't fit that in now, adjust your goals to suit your time and make sure that you've adjusted what you need to achieve in the next 2 weeks. What are you going to outsource? Who are you going to hire to do the sessions? What admin are you going to hire to do the emails and the payroll, or whatever it is, guys, that's taking up your time that isn't moving you forward, and schedule that in. If you've got a busy schedule, you commit to it and honor your commitments. They cannot be if you have time. You can say no to less important things. Willpower is a muscle, and you need to teach yourself to utilize, eat the frog, do the hard things in the morning. You need to utilize willpower in the same way we ask our clients to utilize willpower to step away from the ice cream or the pizza or the cheesecake. You don't want to be reactive. You want to be proactive. You are in control of your time. Maintain forward momentum. Progress makes you feel good. As we said, motivation is a myth. Movement creates motivation. Don't procrastinate. Don't lose habits. Stick to the habits. Identify the best task and act on it. Do your most important things first, and celebrate your wins. Everyone struggles with this. Celebrate milestones. Consider how we toilet train kids, okay? We encouraged our children every time they did the right thing, they got a reward, be it a sticker. If they did a whole week, our kids, we were able to pick a toy. One of our kids was basically toilet trained off Kinder Surprise. It's for you guys, it's understanding that it's little micro improvements, and that's what motivates people, okay? Celebrate the little things, not just the one big thing. Otherwise, it's exhausting. How would kids understand? So make it a game. No one would finish the game if there were not levels and rewards for passing each level. There is a reason why in all these games there are rewards, there are acknowledgements, there are badges, there are, achievement badges that come. There is level 1 through level 40. Even the smallest kids games, move them up levels. There is a tick, there is a celebration. Whatever it is, you need levels to feel like you're progressing. Now, action now. Identify the next action for each of your goals. Just the next action, the next thing you need to do, the next month, okay? And make a commitment to schedule your progress weekly, okay? Now, if progress is slow, what is holding you back? Identify the obstacle and remove it. Most people resent tracking their time and tracking their diaries, but really, the only way for you to reflect accurately is to have recorded your time, the same way you record your members' nutrition, and you look back at it and you go, well, this is where we've gone wrong. There's no rose-colored glasses. There's no, sort of foggy memory of what you may or may not have done. It is actually looking at it and going, well, the reason why you missed this goal is because you only did 5 sales calls. So how are you going to make 5 sales if you only did 5 sales calls? Then you can understand, well, what was I doing instead of? What kept distracting me? Instead of doing the sales calls that I'd committed to, what kept distracting me? Now you can remove it. You're being honest. You're looking back and you're reflecting, not as a negative thing, but as a way to move forward. It's a positive learning lesson. Don't let yourself down. Remind yourself what's at stake. Now, how you approach each day is determined by your morning. Lose an hour in the morning, you'll spend all day looking for it. So the most important rituals are in the morning. If you start your day by pressing snooze and waiting as long as you can before getting out of bed, realizing you're late, stressed, and rushed, even if you set the alarm 30 minutes earlier, review your goals, read a few pages of a book, start the day on your terms, set the tone. Don't let it set you. Start your day with purpose, not anxiety. Now, understanding this is not always easy when you've got other things that might take your time. There are definitely mornings where mine doesn't start the way I want because someone's up at 3 and someone's up at 4, or some of the kids are upset, or someone's sick. This isn't about those little times. This is about the 80%, not the 20%, guys. This is about the majority. It's about your commitment. There are always things that get in the way. There's always obstacles. There's always challenges. However, if the majority of your time starts the way you want, great, you're winning. You are winning the game. All right. Now, one of the things that Trav and I love to use is the focus planner. It's one of my favorite things because I love the way it chunks down to the daily big 3. I love that it acknowledges the other tasks that may or may not get done, but my big 3 are the things I have to get done. It allows me to structure my time. My day's scheduled out there right on the right-hand side, and I love the notes. I've always got notes. I've always got thoughts, and I like writing them down. Okay. And so you've got things, you've got different goals. It allows you to have achievement goals and habit goals. But of course, it looks as your ideal week. And then this is essentially the layout of the focus planner. It's got the daily big 3 here. It's got my day down here on the side, right-hand side, which you fill out. And I'm scheduling my day from my appointments to my commitments for my big 3. Where am I doing these 3 big 3? If you start your day and you can't even fit these in, how are you going to fit these ones in? Okay. And then I've got my notes section, and I love that. I love it. Okay. Now, maybe if you stop doing dumb shit, you'd succeed. All right. So I hope this helped you guys. I really hope that this is going to give you guys a little bit of a commitment to setting goals, how to set goals. And if you do want to check out the focus planner, we've got a link there for you guys direct to the website. Of course, you guys can enjoy it as much as we do. Ours are on or like a weekly reorder all the time. We get one every 12 weeks. And we've loved it. I've tried a lot of different planners, and this is definitely my favorite. And it acknowledges perfectly the way Trav and I like to set goals. So enjoy, guys. I hope you enjoyed this bonus video, and I will see you on the other side.